Okay, Rudolph. Oh, hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Santa's Village. And it's cold out here and it's snowing, so hey, let's go inside by the fire, have some hot cocoa, and let Santa share some brand new Christmas stories with you. Okay, boys and girls, you're back from yesterday, and well, here it is, part 2 of Stuck in the Chimney. So there were only 6 houses to go, and Mrs. Claus was stuck in the chimney. Santa, it's your entire fault. It's always my fault, she said, upset to be stuck. Look at the state you have me in. My dress is dirty. I should have stopped in the North Pole. It's your fault. You're to blame. I looked down at the reindeer. They had their hooves over their ears. Santa was in big trouble with Mrs. Claus. And it's not the first time. It's not my first rodeo. Just then, I thought about the top-selling present this year. I looked in my sack and found one. Yes, my anti-nagging device. I pressed the green button and Mrs. Claus started to smile. I then pressed the red button. Hi, Santa, she said cheerfully. It's great up here. Come on up, it's fun. Phew. I had to act quickly. I took my magic key out of my pocket and went to the house. I looked up the chimney and I could see Mrs. Claus' legs dangling down. I thought, well, Chalky the chimney sweep, an old friend of mine, might be able to help. Rudolph, quick, get Chalky on the phone, I ordered. Within minutes, he was there. He assembled his brushes and tried to push Mrs. Claus out of the chimney. It did not work. All it did was stick her up a little more, a little harder, and make her laugh. Well, what was I going to do? Then Rudolph made a suggestion. Why don't we tie a rope around her and pull her out with the sleigh? I said, that's a good idea. Let's try it. I climbed on the roof, tied the rope around her waist, and then gave the reindeer the command. Away, Dasher! Away, Dancer! The sleigh flew up in the sky, pulling Mrs. Claus straight up out of the chimney. Hooray! I shouted. But then all of a sudden the rope snapped and Mrs. Claus came tumbling down and landed in a snowdrift. Whew. I immediately held both the green button and the red button down together. I finished delivering all the presents with one hand and flew back to the North Pole. I'm very sorry to the gentleman who didn't receive his present last year, but I had to use it on Mrs. Claus, the anti-nagging device. Merry Christmas.